Welcome to the Dharma Wisdom Talks channel, where we explore deep life lessons and insights about relationships. In everyone's journey, love and trust are the core elements that form the bonds between people. However, trust is not always met with appreciation and affection. Today, we will reflect on a very important aspect of life: trust and the lessons it brings. When we fully trust someone, we are placing a part of our heart into their hands. This, though beautiful and precious, also carries inevitable risks. Trust can lead us to deep, lasting relationships where love and understanding continuously grow. Yet, that same trust can also lead to disappointment and hurt when those we trust do not reciprocate with respect or honesty. In today's video, we will not only view trust through a dreamy or idealized lens, but also explore the practical lessons it imparts. We will examine the two possible outcomes trust can bring, either a true soulmate or a bitter life lesson, both of which help us grow stronger with every setback. Regardless of the result, each moment offers us invaluable experiences, allowing us to understand more about ourselves and life. Let's listen and reflect, for these lessons may be the key to understanding your relationships, and more importantly, understanding yourself. In any relationship, if you feel disrespected, walk away, whether it's love or friendship. This is a valid perspective, rooted in self-respect and the establishment of healthy boundaries in relationships. Respect is the foundation of any relationship. In love, respect is not just about words but actions as well. If your partner does not respect your feelings, boundaries, or personal values, it shows that they don't value you enough to build an equal and healthy relationship. Friendship, similarly, a true friendship must be based on mutual respect. If you feel exploited, belittled, or that the relationship is one-sided, it's a signal to reconsider. Signs that you are not being respected. In words, others often mock, belittle, or ignore your opinions. In actions, they don't value your time, emotions, or personal boundaries. In the relationship, you feel unfairly treated, as if all the care and effort are coming from your side only. What awaits us if we persist in staying in such a relationship? Psychologically, the lack of respect leaves you feeling hurt, losing confidence, and even emotionally drained. Self-worth: staying in an unhealthy relationship will gradually erode your self-respect. Growth potential: a toxic relationship hinders your personal development and the ability to build other meaningful relationships. Why should we leave when we are not respected? Protect yourself: leaving an unhealthy relationship is a way to maintain inner peace. Create new opportunities: ending a bad relationship allows you to allocate your time and energy to more meaningful ones. Self-esteem: leaving affirms that you value yourself and will not tolerate any form of disrespect. When you realize you are not respected, remember: respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you will easily allow others to treat you the same way. Take decisive action: sometimes leaving isn't about hatred but about loving yourself more. A friend once shared that she had always endured criticism and control from her partner with the excuse, "He does it because he loves me." But after many instances of pain, she realized that wasn't love, it was manipulation. Her decision to leave helped her feel free and rediscover herself. Later, she met someone who truly respected her. In the end, whether it's love or friendship, If respect is absent, it's not a relationship worth holding onto. Love and value yourself enough to know when to walk away. Leaving is not failure, it's a step towards true happiness. Sometimes we must accept forgetting certain people from our past, for one simple reason: they don't belong in our future. This is a profound statement, reflecting maturity and understanding in accepting the inevitable changes in life. Change is the nature of life. Each of us is constantly evolving over time, from our thoughts and goals to our values in life. Therefore, there are people who once walked beside us but are no longer suited to the path we're on. Not everyone who enters our life is meant to stay forever. Some people appear just to teach us a lesson, after which their role ends. Who are the people who don't belong in our future? Negative people, those who constantly pull us down, tire us out, or hinder our progress. People with a different vision, those who no longer share the same values, goals, or outlook on life. People who cause harm, they may have once been important to us, but if they stay, they only bring pain or stagnation. Why is it important to learn how to let go? Holding on hinders the future. If you cling to relationships that no longer serve you, you won't have the space or energy to grow or build new meaningful connections. Respect the truth: trying to keep someone who doesn't belong in your future only brings suffering and conflict. Free yourself. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means accepting. It allows you to live lighter and more peacefully. How do we forget people from the past? Reflect on the relationship. What role did they play in your life? Do you really need them in the present and future? Ask yourself, does holding onto this relationship help you grow? Or does it only bring feelings of regret and pain? Learn to let go, cherish the memories, but don't let them trap you in the past. Focus on what's happening in the present. A friend once shared that during her university years, she had a very close group of friends. But after graduation, each of them pursued different goals, and gradually, they lost touch. At first, she felt empty and nostalgic. But when she reflected on it, she realized that those people helped her grow during a particular phase of her life. Letting go didn't diminish the significance of the past but cleared the way for the future. What can we learn from the above? Life is a flow. Some people come into our lives to teach us valuable lessons, but they aren't meant to stay forever. It's not loss, but a transition. Letting go doesn't mean losing, it creates space to welcome new and more fitting experiences. Cherish and move forward. Be grateful for the beautiful memories of the past, but don't let them hold you back on the journey ahead. Accepting the need to forget certain people from our past is how we allow ourselves to grow, release burdens, and open up opportunities for the future. Remember, not everyone who leaves is a loss. Sometimes, it's life's way of shaping a better path for you. Sometimes, we fear not the act of being stabbed in the back, but the realization that the person who did it is someone we loved and trusted deeply. This thought reflects a profound pain caused by betrayal from the very person we gave our heart to. Trust is the most important element in any relationship. Trust is the foundation. When you open your heart and give someone your love, you believe they will cherish and protect you. Betrayal from that person is a blow to the heart because it doesn't just hurt, it shatters trust. The wound runs deeper. Betrayal from someone close to you makes the pain harder to heal. It's not just an emotional wound, it's the loss of faith in people as a whole. Betrayal from a loved one is a wound that's hard to heal. The feeling of being stabbed in the back, when hurt comes from someone you don't trust or care about, the pain isn't as intense because you didn't have high expectations. But when it comes from someone you gave your heart to, the sense of being deceived and lost is exponentially greater. The difficulty in accepting, it's not just the betrayal that hurts, it's the questions that follow. You may blame yourself for trusting too much or failing to see the warning signs earlier. Why are we so afraid of betrayal from someone we gave our whole heart to? The loss of trust, when someone we love betrays us, it shakes our trust in all future relationships. You may become suspicious, find it difficult to open up to others, and feel insecure in future connections. Betrayal is not just an action, but a denial. When the person you devoted your heart to hurts you, it's as if they're rejecting the love and kindness you offered. How can we cope with this pain? Accept the truth. Though painful, you must face the reality that this person hurt you. This doesn't diminish your worth, it reflects their choices. Don't blame yourself. Betrayal is their action, not a reflection of you being unworthy. You loved and trusted them with all your heart. That's not a mistake. Learn to let go. Holding on to the pain only prolongs your suffering. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. What do we learn from betrayal? Not everyone deserves your love. Giving love and trust is a precious thing. Be selective about who you give it to, choosing those who truly deserve it. Learn to love yourself. Don't let someone else's betrayal dim your value. Remember, you don't need anyone else to validate your worth. Don't let one pain define you. View it as a lesson that helps you grow, not as a reason to close your heart to the world. A common story is of a woman who sacrificed so much for the person she loved, only to realize years later that he betrayed her with someone else. At first, she was devastated, blaming herself for being blind. But eventually, she learned that forgiving herself and focusing on self-love was the way to heal. The greatest fear is not being stabbed in the back but realizing that the person who did it was once the one we loved the most. However, remember that every pain holds a lesson. Instead of letting it steal your trust, use it to learn how to protect and love yourself better. In the end, the most important person is always you. If someone hates you, curses at you, stay calm and smile at them. This is the true wisdom. This perspective reflects a profound understanding of how to handle relationships, particularly when faced with negativity from others. Reacting with calmness and a smile not only signals maturity but also demonstrates self-mastery. Let's delve deeper into this wisdom from different angles. Calmness in the face of negativity, the power of composure. Controlling emotions is an art of living. When someone insults or expresses hatred towards you, they are trying to provoke a negative reaction from you. By staying calm, you not only protect your own emotions but also prevent them from controlling your mood. The power of silence, a common Buddhist saying is, harsh words are like a gift that no one accepts. If you do not react, the negativity will return to the person who sent it. Smiling, a sign of nobility. A smile is the strongest response. When you smile, you not only show that you are unaffected, but you also demonstrate generosity. A smile symbolizes love and understanding, showing that you don't need to argue with negativity. Nobility of character, smiling in the face of insults is not a sign of weakness, but of confidence. It shows that you are strong enough not to be hurt by petty words or actions. Lessons from calmness. The person who hates you is not your problem, the emotions of others are not your responsibility. Their hatred may stem from jealousy, misunderstandings, or their own internal struggles. A different reaction, resolving conflict. When you don't respond with anger, the person who insults you will notice the difference in how you handle the situation. Sometimes, this makes them feel ashamed or reconsider their behavior. Why is this difficult but worthwhile? Natural reaction is anger. Our instinct is to react with anger when we are insulted. However, reacting only escalates the conflict, and often, you will regret what you said or did in the heat of the moment. Practice to master yourself. Remaining calm and smiling is not easy, but if you view this as an opportunity to train yourself, it will help you grow and mature. A famous Zen master once faced severe insults while walking through a village. People hurled harsh words at him, yet instead of becoming angry, he simply smiled and said, "Thank you for your words, but I do not accept this gift." His response to hatred made those who insulted him feel ashamed and stop. Always remember, the true wise person is one who masters themselves. A wise person is not the one who wins an argument, but the one who does not engage in it. Staying calm and smiling when faced with hatred not only helps you maintain your composure, but also resolves many conflicts. True strength is not in how you respond, but in your ability to forgive with compassion and wisdom. Remember, smiling not only shows others your calmness, but also reminds yourself, I am in control of my life, no one else. Time is the truest answer to any love. Indeed, time is one of the most important factors, even the most accurate answer, for every relationship. Not only does time prove the sincerity of emotions, but it also helps us understand ourselves, our partners, and the true nature of the relationship. Time proves sincerity. True love is not just initial emotions. The intense feelings at the beginning of a relationship are often only temporary attractions. Only time can distinguish between short-lived passion and deep, lasting love. Consistent actions over time. True love is shown through ongoing care, sacrifice, and commitment. Time will reveal whether your partner is truly ready to stand by you through every hardship. Time helps love mature. Understanding each other. Over time, both partners come to better understand each other's personalities, strengths, weaknesses, and values. This deepens the relationship, making it more authentic and durable. Learning to accept. Time allows you to accept each other's flaws, thus building a relationship based on understanding and respect. Time reveals the true value of love. When challenges arise, time often brings trials, and how you both handle them will be the clearest answer to the strength of your love. True love grows stronger through adversity. When passion fades, over time, the initial excitement and attraction may diminish. However, true love will evolve into a deeper, more lasting bond based on friendship, respect, and empathy. Time is the teacher of how to love properly. Love is not only about receiving but also giving. Time teaches us that love is not just about sweet words or romantic moments, but also about patience, forgiveness, and compassion. Learning to let go when necessary. Time also helps us realize that sometimes letting go of a relationship that no longer fits is a way to love both ourselves and our partner. A story of lasting love. An elderly couple who had been together for over 50 years were asked about the secret to their lasting love. The wife answered, "We don't just love each other for the good things, we've learned to accept each other's imperfections over time. Every challenge we overcame together made our love deeper." Lessons time teaches us about love. Don't rush, don't let short-term emotions fool you. Let time prove whether your love is truly enduring. Patience and understanding. Time shows you that every relationship requires patience, effort, and empathy. Don't fear loss. If a love doesn't survive the test of time, consider it a lesson, and move forward to find a more fitting love. Time is the best judge of true love. It not only answers whether emotions are sincere but also helps you grow in how to love. A love that withstands the test of time becomes more meaningful and lasting than ever before. Let time do its job, for only time can provide the truest answer. The more one matures, the less inclined they are to explain themselves. Sometimes, when misunderstandings arise, they choose to let time reveal the truth. This saying reflects a profound truth about life and human psychology as we grow older. Through various experiences, we begin to realize that explaining ourselves or trying to make others understand is not always necessary. Maturity brings awareness of the limits of explanation. Not everyone is willing to understand you. As we mature, we come to understand that not everyone has the ability or the desire to listen and truly understand our perspective. Instead of constantly trying to explain, we accept that misunderstandings are sometimes unavoidable. Explanation doesn't always change anything. In some situations, no matter what you say, others will hold on to their biases or misunderstandings. Thus, you choose to conserve your energy for matters that truly matter. Prioritizing inner peace as you grow. No need to prove yourself. Mature individuals no longer seek validation or strive to please everyone. They understand that their value is not dependent on how others perceive them. Choosing peace over argument, explanation often leads to endless debates. Instead of engaging in this cycle, a mature person chooses silence and lets time provide the answers. Time is the best teacher. Truth will reveal itself. In many cases, rather than explaining, we realize that time will allow others to see the true nature of the situation. This not only minimizes stress but also allows clarity to unfold naturally. Maturity in dealing with others. By letting others discover the truth for themselves, you give them the space to reflect and show respect for their ability to think and process on their own. Silence is strength. Silence is not weakness. Remaining silent in the face of misunderstanding or wrongful accusations does not mean you've lost. On the contrary, it shows you are strong enough not to be swept away by negativity. Let actions speak louder than words. A mature person understands that, rather than speaking too much, actions and results will provide the most powerful answers. A story of silence and time. There is a story of a man who was falsely accused by his neighbor of stealing livestock due to an unfortunate coincidence. Despite his attempts to explain himself, the neighbor didn't believe him. Rather than getting angry or continuing to argue, the man chose to remain calm and focus on his work. Over time, the truth came to light, and the neighbor realized he had misunderstood. This story illustrates that sometimes silence and letting time do its work is the best way to handle a situation. Lessons from choosing not to explain. Not everything needs to be clarified. Learn to select the situations worth explaining. Sometimes, silence speaks volumes. Focus on what's more important. Instead of wasting energy trying to convince others, invest in personal growth and building your own life. Time will prove everything. The truth and your value do not need to be urgently proved. Let time reveal the essence of all matters. As we mature, we come to understand that not everyone is worth the time and energy to explain yourself to. Silence, along with trust in time and your own actions, is the wisest response. In the end, the truth will always find its way to be revealed, and you don't need to waste effort proving anything. Calmness, self-possession, and focusing on your core values are the ways of truly mature individuals. In the past, there have been many relationships that were once considered forever, only to eventually come to an end. This is a universal truth that most people experience in life. Relationships that we once thought would last forever often come to a conclusion. However, instead of merely feeling regretful, it's important that we learn the lessons from these separations. The impermanence of life and relationships. Everything changes. In Buddhist philosophy, impermanence, anicca, is the law of all things. Nothing lasts forever, not even the closest relationships. Changes in circumstances, emotions, or life values can cause two people who were once close to become strangers over time. Not all endings are bad. The end of a relationship doesn't necessarily mean failure. Sometimes, a breakup is necessary for both people to grow and find the path that better suits them. Why do relationships once thought to be forever break apart? The nature of life is that nothing is unchanging. Differences become apparent over time. In the beginning, we are often drawn to the similarities or intense feelings we share. However, over time, differences in opinions, lifestyles, or goals may make the relationship difficult to maintain. Change in people. No one remains exactly the same as they were when they first started a relationship. We grow and change, and sometimes those changes mean we are no longer compatible. Unrealistic expectations. Some relationships end because of overly high expectations or pressure from one party. When reality doesn't meet these expectations, disappointment can erode the love and affection that once existed. Valuable lessons from separation. Cherish what you had. Even though a relationship has ended, the good memories are still an essential part of your life. They contribute to who you are today. Learn to let go. Separation teaches us that holding on to things that no longer serve us only leads to suffering. Letting go is a sign of maturity and wisdom. Nothing lasts forever, but that doesn't make it less meaningful. The value of a relationship is not determined by how long it lasts, but by what it brought to your journey during its existence. A famous story of companionship and separation. There is a well-known story of two friends who journeyed together through a desert. Along the way, they experienced conflicts and shared moments of happiness. In the end, when they reached their destination, they realized that the journey was not just about arriving at a place, but about what they learned from each other. Even though they eventually parted ways, the memories of that journey remained a part of them forever. How to face the end of relationships. Accept reality, understand that the end of a relationship is not unusual. It is simply part of life. Focus on personal growth, instead of dwelling in regret, use that energy to grow. The lessons learned from a past relationship will help you build better connections in the future. Don't fear loving again. A breakup does not mean you will never find happiness again. Trust that every ending carries with it the potential for a new beginning. Relationships once considered forever, but which ultimately ended, are inevitable in life. Instead of feeling sad or regretful, consider them an essential part of your personal growth journey. These relationships, whether brief or long-lasting, have taught you more about yourself, others, and the value of love. Life goes on, and so do you. Treasure what has passed and be ready to embrace what lies ahead. Friends come and go, and so do people in your life, but it often feels like the critics and gossips stay and increase over time. This statement reflects a harsh reality of life. While friendships and relationships may change, negative people, those who criticize or speak ill of you, tend to persist and sometimes grow in number. This is an experience that many people go through. The impermanence of relationships. Friends come and go, friendships are often transient. There are people who will be close to you for a time, but due to various reasons such as changing values, life goals, or unavoidable situations they may drift away. People leave, but others arrive. Although old friends may leave, life goes on, and new people will come. However, not everyone will stay for the long haul, as not everyone is meant to walk the entire path with you. Why do critics and gossips stay? Negativity tends to linger. Critics and gossips are often people who seek to bring others down to feel better about themselves. These individuals usually don't change easily because they rely on judgment and criticism to mask their own insecurities or dissatisfaction with their own lives. Creating attention. These people exist because they often seek to gain attention by creating stories or events that draw others' interest. They are willing to build false narratives or exaggerate the truth to discredit others. The nature of being a critic. Some individuals are incapable of viewing things in a positive light and always seek to find fault or criticize others. It's their way of dealing with their own insecurities. The emotional impact of being criticized or gossiped about. Hurt and disappointment. When you are criticized or gossiped about, the pain often comes with a sense of disappointment because you feel misunderstood and treated unfairly. This feeling is even stronger when the person doing it was someone you once trusted. Difficulty defending your honor. Sometimes, no matter how much you try to explain or defend yourself, people with preconceived notions or misunderstandings will not change their views. This can leave you feeling powerless and isolated. The existence of negative people is unavoidable. You can only control your reaction. While you can't stop others from gossiping or criticizing, you can control how you respond. Sometimes, silence and not engaging is the best way to avoid escalating the situation. Don't let others control your emotions. When you let negative words affect your emotions too much, you lose your inner peace. Remember, their negativity is not your responsibility. Accepting and overcoming negativity. Learn not to care. As you mature, you will learn that not everyone deserves your attention. Negative people cannot affect your happiness unless you allow them to. Focus on those who truly matter. The sincere friends and good-hearted people will always stand by you in difficult times. Focus on your relationship with them, rather than wasting time and energy on those who seek to disturb your peace. A story of overcoming criticism and gossip. There is a famous story about a celebrity who was constantly criticized and gossiped about by jealous people. Despite their efforts to spread negative rumors, he never responded or offered explanations. Instead, he focused on his work and continued helping those around him. Eventually, the negative people were left behind, and he maintained his career and positive relationships. Lessons from the existence of negative people. Negativity will always exist. The presence of critics and gossips is inevitable. However, we can choose not to let these people influence our mood and life. Don't let others define you. Negative people do not have the power to determine your worth. Define your own value and goals in life. Accept and lead by example. Sometimes, silence and your success are the best responses to those who try to damage your image. Conclusion. While friends and loved ones may come and go, critics and gossips may stay and even increase over time. However, there is no need to worry or dwell on them. Negative people can only exist if you let them into your mind. Focus on the positive, on the relationships that truly matter, and let maturity guide you to maintain your calm in the face of the irrelevant. When you fall in love with someone, your brain automatically overlooks their flaws, making you believe that person is perfect. This statement reflects an interesting psychological phenomenon called idealization in romantic relationships. When you fall for someone, your brain tends to ignore or fail to recognize their flaws, focusing instead on their positive traits. This can lead you to see them as flawless, even though they may not be as perfect as you imagine. The biological mechanism behind idealization. Hormones and emotions. When you fall in love, your body releases hormones like dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. These chemicals create feelings of happiness, satisfaction, and deep connection with the person. These hormones can cloud your judgment, making you only see the good in them and overlooking any negative traits or behaviors. Evolution and selection. From an evolutionary standpoint, love is part of the process that helps humans form bonds and maintain sexual and reproductive relationships. To achieve this, our brains focus on the positive traits of a potential partner, helping increase the chance of forming a connection and sustaining a relationship. Idealization and blindness in love. Not seeing the flaws. When you're in love with someone, every action and word they say may be idealized. Small imperfections or thoughtless actions may be overlooked, as you focus only on their best qualities. Creating a perfect image. You may begin to build an image of them in your mind as the perfect partner, a model of idealism. However, in reality, no one can perfectly match this image. This can lead to disappointment when you realize they aren't as flawless as you believed. The impact of idealization on relationships. Disappointment when reality doesn't match expectations. When you idealize someone too much, you may feel disappointed or hurt when you discover their flaws. This frustration can make the relationship strained and unsustainable. Difficulty evaluating the relationship. If you're in love with someone you've idealized, you may overlook warning signs or essential elements needed for a healthy relationship, such as communication and mutual respect. Idealization in long-term relationships. Change over time. At the beginning of a relationship, everything seems perfect. However, as time passes and you get to know each other more, small flaws may start to show. If you continue to hold on to the idealized image of your partner, you may struggle to accept their imperfections. Accepting the real person, a sustainable relationship requires accepting and loving your partner for who they truly are, flaws and all. This is the phase where you need to confront reality and learn to love them for their genuine self, not for the idealized version you created. How to develop a more realistic view of love. See your partner as a whole. Instead of focusing only on their positive qualities, try to view them holistically, including their flaws, habits, and imperfect behaviors. A realistic understanding of your partner will help you build a stronger relationship. Recognize that everyone has flaws, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Don't expect a perfect partner. Instead, love and accept them as a person with their unique imperfections. Balance emotions and reason. While love can make you feel exhilarated and romantic, try to maintain clarity and evaluate your partner reasonably. A balance between emotions and reason will help you see the relationship more clearly. A story of idealization. There's a story of a man who fell in love with a woman and always saw her as the ideal partner. However, after a long time, he realized that her interests, habits, and behavior did not match his own. At first, he didn't see this because his emotions had clouded his judgment. But eventually, he learned that idealization was just an image he had created, and the reality was that everyone has their own flaws. Lessons from idealization. Loving someone means loving their true self. A truly lasting relationship happens when you love someone for both their strengths and their flaws. Idealization is just an imagination and cannot last forever. Love is acceptance and growth. Instead of seeking a perfect person, look for someone you can accept and build a relationship based on understanding, respect, and mutual acceptance. True love comes from empathy and understanding. To truly love someone, you need to understand them as they are, not just the idealized image you've created in your mind. Overcoming challenges and difficulties together will strengthen and deepen the relationship. When you fall in love with someone, your brain may make you overlook their flaws and only see the good, creating an idealized version of the person. However, for a long-term and stable relationship, it's essential to see your partner as a whole and love them for who they truly are, including their imperfections. True love is about acceptance and understanding, not perfection. When you fully trust someone, you will receive one of two outcomes, either a true soulmate or a bitter life lesson. This saying contains a profound truth about human relationships, especially when we place our trust in someone. Trusting others is a powerful act that can lead to wonderful results but can also bring great pain and disappointment. Trust and expectations. Trust is a courageous act. Trust is the core element in any relationship, whether it's friendship, love, or work. When you trust someone, you give them a part of yourself, an important part of your life and emotions. This means you are willing to let them influence your life, expecting them to treat you with sincerity. Expectations. When you trust someone, you often expect them to reciprocate that trust with honesty, respect, and sharing. However, not everyone has the ability or intention to protect and respect the trust you place in them. Result 1. A true soulmate. Deep and sincere friendship. When you place your trust in the right person, the result can be a wonderful, lasting relationship. That person will always stand by you in difficult times, share both your joys and sorrows, and support you when you need it. They are someone who understands you, knows things you don't need to say, and is always ready to help without expecting anything in return. Unconditional bond. A true soulmate is not just someone who shares your happiness but also someone who helps you overcome life's challenges. This relationship is not just based on trust but also on deep respect and love, where both parties always make each other a better version of themselves. Friendship through challenges. A soulmate relationship is not one without challenges, but it is the trust and deep love that help both people overcome difficulties and grow closer to each other. Result 2. A bitter life lesson. Betrayal. Sometimes, your trust is not reciprocated as it should be. The person you trusted might betray you, hurt you, or simply not appreciate the trust you gave them. This can leave you feeling disappointed, hurt, and deceived. Emotional pain. When you fully trust someone and they do not treat you as you expected, the emotional hurt can be great. You might feel abandoned, deceived, and sometimes even lose faith in people in general. This is a painful lesson, but it is also part of the process of growing up. Teaching you caution. Although these bitter lessons are painful, they help you learn to be more cautious about who you place your trust in. You will become more alert and know how to protect your emotions, becoming stronger with each challenge. The truth about trust in relationships. Trust is not always reciprocated. Not everyone is worthy of the trust you place in them. Even though you trust and love someone wholeheartedly, it does not guarantee that they will not disappoint you. However, the important thing is that you maintain your self-respect and not let relationship failures cause you to lose faith in yourself. Love and friendship both need trust. Any relationship, whether love or friendship, requires trust to survive. Trust is the foundation that helps two people understand each other better, communicate better, and overcome difficulties together. But if trust is broken, it can cause deep and difficult to heal wounds. Be cautious when placing trust. While trust is important, sometimes we need to be wise and discerning about whom we place it in. This doesn't mean living in doubt or fear, but rather knowing how to choose those who are worthy and responsible for their relationships. True soulmate. There is a story about a childhood friend. Though they had to go through many life challenges, they always trusted and supported each other, and as a result, they became true soulmates. They were always there for each other during the hardest times, and their relationship grew deeper over time. Bitter lesson. Another story involves someone who trusted a friend very much. They worked together and shared many secrets, but in the end, the friend betrayed them for personal gain. Despite the pain, after this experience, the betrayed person learned to be more cautious about trusting others and realized that not everyone can reciprocate trust in a worthy way. Lessons from trust. Trust is a precious gift. Trust is one of the most precious gifts you can give to someone. However, it is also very fragile. Always remember that when you trust someone, you are giving them a part of your heart. Therefore, make sure that the person is worthy of this trust. Learn from each lesson. Whether you encounter good or bad outcomes from your trust, every relationship teaches you valuable lessons. When trust is betrayed, you learn how to protect yourself and become stronger. When you find a true soulmate, that becomes an invaluable source of support in your life. Trust is the foundation of all relationships, and when you place trust in someone, you can receive one of two results: either you find a true soulmate or you learn a bitter lesson. Regardless of the outcome, these lessons will help you grow and understand that, whether you trust or not, truth and self-respect are always the most important. Every experience, whether good or bad, is an important part of your journey of growth. So, together we have reflected and contemplated the role of trust in relationships. Whether it's friendship, love, or any other bond, trust always plays a vital role. Through the lessons life teaches us, we understand that trust does not always lead to the expected outcomes. There are people to whom we place our trust, and they become true soulmates, always by our side, sharing both the hardships and the joys. But there are also times when trust leads us to face betrayal, causing pain and hurt. Regardless of the outcome, these lessons are an essential part of our journey toward growth. Each time we are hurt, we learn how to protect ourselves, how to love and respect ourselves. And when we find a true soulmate, we will understand that trust is the most precious gift we can give to each other. As the teachings of Buddhism suggest, life is a series of challenges and lessons. We may not be able to change what has already happened, but we can always change how we perceive and confront it. These lessons about trust not only help us understand others better but also help us discover ourselves within each relationship. Thank you for joining us on Dharma Wisdom Talks today. We hope that these reflections will strengthen your path to wisdom and peace in life. Remember, no matter how many challenges we face, we can always learn, grow, and move toward true clarity and happiness. See you in the next video.